So, Brevin, I'm at SEC Media Days, right? And had a big moment in the elevator. Two big moments in the elevator. It's always nice to be recognized. It's flattering. It's kind of cool. So I'm at SEC Media Days, and there's this young female reporter who's in the elevator. She's a student at Mississippi State, and she sees my tag, and she looks up and she says, "You're Rob Fischer." And I said, "Yes." And she said,
That's what my tag says.
No, see, I'm not mean to people. So I said, "Yes." And I looked at her, and she says, "Well, I'm from Memphis, and I grew up watching you."
that's that's one of those things that's like, it's like, oh, it's cool that you watch me. It was like grew up.
Tell Grandpa I said hi. Thanks.
You know what it says for you?
Yeah, and I'm old.
You're old. But it also says you're relevant, and you've been around long enough for someone to know you in that realm. You know?
Yeah.
But listen, I don't listen. Whoa. I don't mean to jump on your parade. I don't want to stomp on your parade.
Right.
But I can't even go any further. I got news of my own. I usually don't do this.
Hold on. No. Because this ties into it. It's another elevator story.
Go.
Okay. So then 20 minutes later, this lady's in the elevator and she looks at me and she says, "Are you with that SEC thing?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And she said, "Nick Saban's on my floor," which is so cool because he is so awesome and he's so famous. And then I get out of the elevator and she goes, "You might be famous, but I don't know who you are." I was like, you could have said that in a different way.
Listen, man, our fame goes as far as it's gonna go.
All right,
when we have those moments every now and then, we just take them.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But I had some good news.
Okay.
The one thing that since I've lived here, I get one question all the time, and the one question is always like, "Have you met Barack Obama yet? You play golf all the time," and so it finally happened. I was at the golf course yesterday, and he was playing with my buddy that I play with all the time, and I got a chance to meet him, and it was, you get those moments. I kind of say I turn into like it was like a fanboy, so I couldn't even. My boy was with me, that I was so done golfing with. He wasn't right next to me, but when I saw him, I just forgot he was even with me. I just walked out to the course to where he was, and then went up and had a chance to. We met, and the one thing he said to me was, "Oh, I hear you're the kid. You're the guy I got to play golf with because you got a good golf game."
Yeah.
Like, you're damn right. When are we gonna play?
When are we gonna play? Here, give me your number.
Just put your phone close to mine. I'll just tap it, and we'll exchange info.
You'd have been tackled by somebody if you did that.
I was good. I was within the inner circle. I was already allowed past the Secret Service. So because I didn't go in my hand, my pants didn't go in my pocket. It was right there. It was great.
Okay, so how does a former president travel? I mean, Secret Service, the whole deal. That shows up in a black car and people drive him and the whole thing.
They have their black. When the black cars they drive in, they park over there, and then they go as he's golfing. They're there.
Yeah.
They're walking.
How many?
They're in carts. From what I saw,
right.
4, 5.
Okay.
From what I saw.
Right.
Wow. But it was cool, man. He was so cool. He was exactly how.
That's awesome.
He had the pimp walk. He still had the little strut. Gave me the dap. Yeah, I was a fan.
That's a big deal. How long were you with him in total?
Well, we stood there and talked for just about 5 minutes because they were teeing off.
Right.
And then we saw him passing holes, and we talked again for a minute there. But yeah, no, it was. There's no moments, you meet people. It's like, oh, that's cool. We got to meet such and such. That was cool, man. But it's not nothing. It's like. It's still just a person. This was different. This was like,
Yeah.
hi, my name is Brevin Knight.
I remember there was one time you said to me, in all these years we've worked together, there was one time to me that you said that you got that way with someone. Do you remember who it was?
Was it with Nadal?
Yeah, Rafa Nadal. Yeah.
Like it's like a lot of people don't know how much, and like from my family, talking about my mom, my dad, my extent, how much we enjoy tennis.
Right.
And so for me to be, we were in the hotel. I told you, it was in the lobby, and I turned and looked and was like, holy cow, that's Rafael Nadal right there.
Yeah.
Like the clay court champ, one of the top players to ever play tennis. And like, so yeah, that was but this was even more because we were talking. Like this was and he kind of knew who I was. That was cool.
That's really cool.
Like a little kid.
Hell yeah.
So everybody's like,
wow.
Everybody's like, well, you didn't take a picture. It's like, why you can't take a picture? We said we're gonna play golf. It's like, well, I'm like, hold on, Mr. President, let's take a quick picture. Dude, try to play golf.
Did he have a photographer with him?
No, I didn't.
No.
No.
Okay.
No, but maybe if I was good enough, if I was quick enough, my boy, I would have had him have the camera ready, so we'd take a quick, just a quick one.
Dude, get your camera out. Get your camera out.
But I was like, nah, but because we're gonna play golf, it's like I don't want to just seem. I can't seem go too overboard. I just gotta seem still.
You can't
cool
seem like the fanboy that you are.
Yeah, inside it's like. But outside it's like, yeah, oh yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. All right, this is Night Court. Welcome to the show. Boy, your story just really overshadowed mine.
Hey man, listen, we still love you, man. We just don't know if you're famous or not.
No,
we know that he was famous. That's the only difference.
We don't know. Welcome to the show. Brevin Knight is here. I'm Rob Fischer. Thank you so much for joining us. Of course, thanks for listening to the podcast, but you can also watch the podcast at Bluff City Media YouTube channel. Bluff City Media YouTube channel is where you can watch the episode as well each and every week. Brevin, who are you wearing today? What do you got on today?
Oh, today I just have on.
I see what I want to see. All right.
You know what that means? I don't really care what you care about.
Yeah.
I care about what
I'm going. I went John. I got John Morant.
I was gonna say. I saw the top, but I couldn't see the rest of it. All right.
Yeah, Flight 12, Morant. We're from Bluff City T. Shout out to them as well.
Bro, I like that one. I want to get me some more t-shirts.
Yeah.
This was just in this summer mode right now. This is my just right now.
Yeah. Brevin, I went to Buc-ee's.
I saw the picture. How long did you stay in there? And how much beef jerky did you get?
I didn't get any beef jerky. I'm not a beef jerky guy. I got
did you get the
it was breakfast time.
Oh,
it was breakfast time, and I got a sausage, egg, and cheese on a biscuit, and it was as good of a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit as I've had, especially at a gas station.
It's like I haven't had the opportunity to be there at breakfast. All the times they haven't had breakfast. I gotta try to take a daytime southern driving trip.
Yeah. There you go. Because see, we left Dallas early, and Buc-ee's is like right outside Dallas. So it was like, well, if we're gonna stop at Buc-ee's, let's stop at Buc-ee's, and we did. It's fantastic.
I love it.
In and out. If you want to be in and out, you can be in and out. Even though that place is as massive as it is, they got Chick-fil-A service. Boom, in and out. It's incredible.
They got cashiers on top of cashiers, and they got them at the right side, the middle, and the left. Wherever you need a cashier, they close by.
Yep. Pretty impressive stuff. Speaking of impressive stuff, Grizzlies impressive at Summer League.
Yes,
they lose in the championship, and but great showing in Las Vegas for these Grizzlies.
Yeah, I thought it was good. We didn't get to see as much as you would have liked to see of Zach Edey because of the ankle injuries, but you saw enough to see that he can fulfill a role that this team needs, and it'll be very interesting to see what it looks like moving forward with him. But we saw some of the guys that played well to end last year continue to look good, and even better during this summer league run. And you talk about Scottie Pippen Jr., the pressure on the basketball, the ability to get guys involved, the pushing the pace. The other thing we talk about, getting into the painted area, that's condensing the defense. And so making things happen on both ends of the floor. And then he threw in some of the scoring, had the triple-double a couple games ago. And so to see him dominate against players that you would expect for him to be dominant against because of his experience, that was good. One guy we haven't talked enough about, man, is Jake LaRavia. And I think we may have talked about it on here once before, but again, I give him so much credit because, I mean, he was maligned as being the wrong pick. What is he going to be? They need to move on from him. He's with this, that, and the other. And you never heard him moan, bitch about it, cry about it. He just kept working. And when he got himself healthy, and because of the circumstances of last year, he had an opportunity, he made the most of it. And he came back in the summer league. You wanted to see him be the same way and be done. He was that and more during that. Gigi got better and better as the summer went along, and being a guy to mix up the game, playing inside, being able to now make threes and decision making. That will be huge for him as you move forward. And so I thought of the guys you wanted to see take steps, they took steps, and then they had some of the other guys that were there on the team too. I like Trey Jemison, continue to be very active and how he played. And so it was refreshing to see and just add to the interest and entry for what they can look like when it comes to the regular season.
Has Scottie proven he's a backup point guard in the league?
I think he's proven he's a backup point guard, yes, with more work still to be done. And the understanding of how important possessions are, time and situation, when you get guys the ball. But what the biggest asset I think he brings is he can change the game with the way that he defends. And by picking up 94 feet, and then on the offensive end, playing pick and roll, playing downhill, getting into the paint, it gives us the team an option different than what they would have otherwise moving forward. So I think he is, but we're still some work that needs to be done.
I was freaking out a little bit. Did you see when Jake hurt his knee in the championship game and he fouled? It was they never said a thing about it. It was just something I noticed. He came down on it and he started limping and he grabbed his left knee and he came back the other way and he fouled intentionally so he could come out of the game. And I was like, oh my God. Are you serious? Can this please just stop? And I was like, he's not coming back. Probably, and the Grizzlies aren't going to tell us anything. And we're going to find out in 3 months when camp starts that all of a sudden he's not ready because he tore his ACL or something. I was freaking out. And he stayed out of and 5 minutes later he checked back in. I was like, oh, he's okay. He's okay.
Yeah, see. Yeah, we hear it in and out. We got some guests in it, so it is watching amongst a lot of noise for the
game. I'm not concerned about Zach Edey because I think the number is he had 138 games at Purdue and he played 137 of them.
Right. Exactly. These were freak accidents. I mean, especially the one here and the right ankle one going down, the players going down. They were unfortunate, but I don't think it's any way, shape, or form something where you say he's injury prone.
No.
I don't think that narrative should be brought up at all.
No. One guy on the team, we've talked about the big people, the people who look like NBA players in the summer league. My favorite ain't gonna make the team guy, Isaiah Miller.
Yes,
it's fun to watch, and he had that dunk in the championship game that was spectacular.
Brought it down.
Brought it down. and threw it behind his head. He busts his tail. He makes some shots. He plays some defense. He does a little bit of everything. He's one of those guys that I'm like, yeah, I really like him. I hope he's on the hustle because I don't. He's not an NBA guy. He's really little, but
right.
But man, he plays. He plays hard.
Yes. Listen, I give Jason March and the staff a lot of credit. I give the players a lot of credit because they bought into the one thing that they all had in them. And a lot of it also was roster construction of the guys that they put together to have that mentality of we're going to get after you 94 feet. We're going to give maximum effort, multiple plays. And then on the other end, we're going to play together. And it's hard to do, especially in a short span and guys trying to prove that they belong in the league. And a lot of times, when guys are trying to prove, it's always in how many points you score or how many plays that you made. And these guys were able, to play as a team. And a lot of them had played together because of what happened last season already. But all of the guys that were added to that, they played in the same fashion. So a credit to all of those that were associated with Summer League.
We were a fun team to watch in Summer League. So
and it was because of defense. How about that, Fish? It wasn't because how many threes that they were making. Literally, we were turning it on, and people were like, "Yo, do you see how they're getting after every game?" Every announcer that was talking about the game, anybody was just like, "It's just fun to watch how hard they compete. They turn you over, they run." It's like, that's so. It always when we try to just put basketball as being fun in only one way, then you put it in a box and you also make every player have to play to one standard. And that's not how the game is. It's like guys' talents can lead to victories in different ways. And I was, you know me, I was a defender. I like to get after it in that way. And so I was just sitting there smiling every game, watching the way the guards picked up, the way that the bigs showed, they helped, protected the rim, took fouls when they needed to. Everybody rebounded, and then conversely on the other end, they ran, and they didn't just run to the 3-point line; they ran the entire way. So it was fun to watch them play.
All right, couple of other NBA notes. Russell Westbrook to the Nuggets. Does that make sense?
This is why I said it, and I'll keep. And when Russell Westbrook is in a position to adjust his game to where it is today. And why I say that is if he could just cut down on the turnovers, take good shots, whatever that shot may be, whether it's a good three, whether it's his mid-range jump shot that's off of the glass, like if we can get back to doing that at an efficient rate, that's not going to be 20 points a night. That's just going to help them win games because he can push the pace. He still has that energy and fire. But if he can harness that to do it in an efficient manner, then yes, it helps them because it allows them somebody that can change up the tempo of the basketball game. But if he's going to force shots, he's going to make bad plays and have turnovers at the wrong moment, then it's not a move that's going to change much for Denver.
Yeah. Team USA, they're barely winning games. Concerning? Are we concerned?
I think we've talked about this where the competition has changed. And so we're not going to see these every game where they win about 20, 30 games. That's old
Sudan
basketball.
Come on.
Yeah, but the thing is though, why I say it is you're going to get everyone's best at every time. And if you're not going to be at your best, and how hard those games, they mean something because you may beat the U.S. and you don't want to lose to these countries, but there's no medal for that. There's no but for these others, that's a gold medal for them to win.
Isn't it hard for a team like Team USA for these? I mean, these are all superstars. These are all guys where you think if one of them's at their best, they should beat any team that they play because one of them is better than anybody on the floor. But you have 5 of those guys. Doesn't it have to be hard mentally to give up shots or give up opportunities to get somebody else the ball when normally I'd be doing this myself. And now I'm giving it up because maybe it's the right play. I mean, that's got to be weird for this team. And to me, watching them play feels awkward.
Yeah, and that's how awkward it is. Like, you think these other countries, you say these names, but these other countries practice together. They do it for years. They even those pros that come over and play in the NBA, they go back, and those national teams that they're playing with are guys they've been playing with since they were teenagers, since they were in middle school. And because that's the way that international basketball is played. For us, it is just put together the best guys, the best players in the world, because individually, talented-wise, yeah, they'll be better from top to bottom than any other team you play against. From top to bottom, there won't be any other international team that'll be better than this team. But they can play enough guys who have now their skills and talents have caught up, but it's also the athleticism side has caught up. It's no longer are we the most athletic team on the floor by a wide margin. It's not like that. And they do it now by still executing. And so it takes time for it to all come together. Who's going to take over, when, how. And so I don't worry about it. What it does, though, it just puts so much more pressure on those guys to quickly come together and figure out how they're going to play, what they're going to do in situations. And I think when anybody joins the team, you have to, in some way, shape, or form, put somewhat of your ego to the side and let stuff be for the betterment of the team, because they're all great players.
Yeah. But the greatest, arguably the greatest of all time, has been pretty spectacular when it is down to crunch time and needed buckets time. LeBron's been the guy that's done it.
Yeah. How crazy is that? That at 40 still, he's the one that gets it done on the court. And it's a tribute to how great of a player he is. And I always scratch my head every season. We go in, it was like the best players in the game. And we run down all these names. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, yeah, then LeBron James. I'm like, bro, like how do y'all continue to just not want to give this dude his credit for how great of a basketball player he is? If this doesn't show you exactly how great he is and how much these other players that we have donned the great moniker to already, how much and willing they are to be like, all right, go ahead and do it then. Because he does it.
Yeah.
He's been doing it. And the thing is, he still can do it. And it's not just doing it for this team, but it's doing it against the other guys that he's doing it against.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it'll, like you said, arguably the best player in the game. To me, it'll still be Jordan. But for those that want to have the LeBron argument, it's fine. You want to have the Kobe Bryant argument, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, that's fine. Listen, I nothing against it. I got nothing to say that those guys don't deserve it. He's one of those guys that deserves to be in that argument.
Yeah, and he's going to be representing the USA as a flag bearer for Team USA at the Olympics at the opening ceremonies. First men's basketball player to do so. Good for him.
Fitting, and it's I think it's fitting for it to be him, the one to do it.
All right, some golf.
Yes.
The Open Championship. It doesn't look like fun. Do you enjoy watching it?
Because I've played in it before, it's like watching it is a little bit different just to see how great they are.
Right.
You know, like to see them hit shots under those circumstances, but with the conditions being what they are, it's cold, it's windy, it rained. If you hit the ball, it can run forever. But if you hit in the wrong spot, now you're in some funky grass, and it's for those that aren't golf enthusiasts, I would say it's not fun to watch. It's not something. It's not going to be a lot of flowers. It's not going to be ultra green. That I think that is for those who really love the sport of golf, and it was difficult on the guys. And I like when they really test
attrition.
I like when it tests the best in the world, because it it makes them have to think the game a little bit more and not just allowed to be so technical. Now they got to be creative with the type of shots and what clubs they're going to use. And so when courses are set up in that way, I tend to like it because I like to see them. I like to see the creativity of these guys.
And good for Xander Schauffele, who wins the Open, turns now to defend his gold medal as well.
How about Xander, man? You remember when we were talking about? I remember talking about him saying like on Sunday he just couldn't. He would play so well Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday just couldn't. And then now he's talking about 2 majors in one season, top 10, and then all of them. And just quietly goes about, rightfully so. Scotty Scheffler dominated news with his 6 wins, and with Xander has every day, every tournament, he's there. So happy to see him hitting a stride at the right time.
Tiger's done, isn't he?
Tiger's done. When 5 years ago when he won the Masters, I told my boy, you know Moody. I told him, bro, that's it. Like he's after this year. I don't think he could ever be close to winning. He can't be close to winning anymore. Not in today's game. Not in the physical shape that he's in because he can't put the work in to be able to play at that level consistently. I mean, it would have to take a flash in the pan. All of us just for these 4 days, he just got some really good hands laid on him, and he was ready to go out, and he did. But realistically, and I don't want to see him going out. I don't want to see him go out for the rest of his career missing cuts.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like that's not even because you can go.
I don't want to see him the rest of his career hoping that he makes a cut.
Just right, like that's
cheering
not,
that.
I just think that's not the Tiger Woods that I would like to see in this career.
Yeah, I'm with you. The Arena Bowl. I don't know if you saw this or not, but it was held. The Arena Bowl football game where they play indoor football. It was held inside New Jersey's American Dream Shopping Mall. You familiar with the American Dream Shopping Mall?
Here's the thing: I've never been there, but I've driven by it. It's over the Meadowlands, and it's like an indoor amusement park. The biggest thing I remember they were being sold on it when it was going to be like indoor skiing, and you can do like downhill skiing inside of this new thing. I'm like, what the hell you going? How you gonna do skiing inside? And then from there, I just hear that it just has continued to grow and get bigger and bigger. And so, go ahead, Jersey, stand up.
Yeah. You know what's amazing about this story, though? It was Arena Bowl 33.
They've had this is their 33rd Arena Bowl championship?
33 Arena Bowls. Yeah.
I mean, that is amazing. Are the teams the same? I wonder what the turnover is.
I wonder if there were any years that they didn't play.
Right,
the league may have folded for a couple of years.
And then somebody revamped it, and then we had a couple of years, and then because I was like, how's that rocking? How's that going?
And that's
still like
they played their championship in a mall.
Hey, listen. That's the one where like the it's like you always play like a hockey because the boards are right there.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that stops you from going into the stands, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
and you kick the ball like off the net, and
they could do that like Universal Circus and set it up in the parking lot of a mall.
Kurt Warner played in the Arena League.
I mean, I'm not saying that there won't be any talented people. I'm just saying the level of where some of the
33 championships handed out in the Arena Bowl. That's amazing. Yeah. How about that? The Caitlin Clark update for the week. It was the WNBA W All-Star game against Team USA, and the WNBA team won the game against Team USA.
Here's the thing. I can't lie to you. I missed it, Roberto, because I was
I understand.
overseas, and I could only I had to pick what I could watch, and I picked to watch the Grizzlies.
Understood. I watched most of it. I think from like second quarter on, I watched, and so that's another game that I've watched. That's two now, and it was fun because it was actually competitive because the W team wanted to beat Team USA.
Heck yeah!
And Team USA, they wanted to send a message to them that they're the right players and everything. So it was competitive as hell, and the team from the WNBA won, and it was great. It was fun to watch.
I want to go back in. I want to go and I want to go watch that. I want to see. I want to see the competitive nature of which they were playing, because that would be fun to watch.
Yeah, it was cool.
Those ladies with that, I told you, with their level of skill, and I'm gonna keep saying it. The other thing that's changed in their game is they continue to execute, play the game, but is the flair at which they're able to play with at this point, and the athleticism that they're able to play with has totally changed their game.
Yeah,
but they haven't gotten away from still with the essence of what made their game be so much different than the man's game.
Our Caitlin Clark note of the week reportedly has put on 2 pounds of muscle in the past month. So there's that.
This is your deep dive research here.
we only give you the best here on Night Courts. We give you the best. And a toast, I think we should have given a toast to LeBron James earlier in the show.
We should have.
So toast out to LeBron James. Also a toast this week. I'm going to throw a toast out to Nick Saban. Look how my cup matches my outfit.
Mine too. What you mean? Yeah. There you go.
Good. That's really good. Toast out to Nick Saban. It was amazing at SEC Media Days. Nick Saban, no longer the coach at Alabama, but every coach that took the podium honored Nick Saban. It was like, and he was there working for SEC Network. So it was like a farewell party for Nick Saban. It was quite incredible what sort of impact he had on all the coaches. And, each Media Days, it was kind of his event. And it's not anymore. Now it's moved on. I think it's Kirby Smart's event in the Georgia Bulldogs. I think they're hosting SEC Media Days now. They seem to be the ones in charge. It was shout out to Saban.
It's going to be very awkward for those of us who are, I would say, casual college football watcher. Like I'm not that beat for having to see it, but it's going to be weird to not see him on the sideline.
Yeah,
like it'll be, if there's Alabama game on, he just becomes synonymous with Alabama football at this point.
Yeah. All right. How was getting back from Italy?
I'm getting better. I'm better.
Yeah.
I think I'm on this time zone now.
Good. Take a couple days to get there.
I think my body is ready, because it's weird when you get on a plane and it's daytime and you fly 8 hours and it's daytime the whole time you fly, and you get somewhere and it's only 1 hour later than where you left from. Which is like, this is kind of crazy, though. So this is a little bit. So you try to go to sleep and you think you do, but you don't. You up, and then you get there, and then you just hit the road running. Like I said, we have friends here already, and so it's just like right to it. And so I was like, I crashed last night. I told you I missed the end of the game. I made it to overtime. Next thing I knew, it was 2:30 in the morning. I was on the couch. There's a bunch of lights on.
Yeah. I hear
but
that.
I'm back. I'm ready.
It's good to have you back. Good to have you back. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Night Court. Don't forget, you can watch every episode of Night Court at Bluff City Media YouTube channel. Bluff City Media YouTube channel is where you can catch us on Twitter. I'm at The Fish Nation. Brevin at Brevin Knight 22, and the show Court 22. we thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in here to Night Court each and every week. We'll do it again next week. For BK, I'm Fish. We'll talk to you again next week here on Night Court.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to the Night Court podcast. If you enjoyed Rob and Brevin, hit that like button, subscribe to the Bluff City Media YouTube channel, and enjoy the content. We will see you back here next time.